Hey guys, so this is a walkthrough of the Rockwood Signature Ultra Lite 8329. I'm going to take you through the most important features here so you'll know what you're doing once you get out there and you're ready to use this thing. Please keep in mind that this is a very different model than the typical 8329. This one has been ordered with theater seating on the back wall and lazy boys on the slide. Because this theater seating is on the back wall, they have to stay apart like this for travel, otherwise the slides won't come in. The customer is aware of this, they're accepting of it, it's going on a seasonal site, so this is going to be, that's going to be okay for them. So it's going to look a little weird in here. These seats are heated massaging recliners. Alright, inside, there's a pull handle inside this cushion. On the cup holder, there are heat and massage features, and there's a light for the cup holder as well. This has to be plugged into at least 110 power for those to work. Once they're in there, they'll lay back pretty flat. Tucked away over in this corner is going to be the armrest. Inside that armrest, there's going to be cup holders. There's going to be storage. There's a USB port, and there is a 110 outlet in there as well. All right. Over on this slide over here, you're going to have your lazy boy recliners, again tucked away so the slide can come in and out and not hit the island. In the back, we've got lots of cabinet space up top. These doors open, this goes all the way through, some nice frosted glass. The customer's option this one to have a max air fan up here in the top. So this max air fan goes down. These 83-inch ceiling heights are tough for a short guy like me. This cap opens, and this is a 4-speed fan. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that's going to move a lot of air through this Rockwood. Some people don't understand the windows we have outside. So the windows we have are what we call frameless bonded windows. That means they cover the gaskets outside, and they only open so far on certain windows. The emergency exit window will open a little bit more. But in that case, you're going to keep the rain out, you're going to protect your gaskets, so they're really beneficial to have those. And that fan is 920 cubic feet a minute. So that's going to take a lot of air out of this thing. It's going to take the humidity out of here. This unit is equipped with 2 air conditioners, so not really going to be as big of a concern. But if you didn't have the air conditioners going, or you didn't have the hookup for the air conditioners, that's going to move a lot of air through here and kind of get you all set up. Now, all the windows in this unit in the living room area have what we call roller shades. So there's 2 shades. One quick pull and release will let those shades go up. The windows are going to twist out. Sometimes they're a little sticky when they're new. And they're going to open up. The screen will come off if you need, but that's it. Set back up. Day shade and the night shade. On each side back here, we have an end table, for lack of a better term, with a cubby, and it's going to have 110 outlets on either side. On the back window, these 2 windows will open individually. Hand crank here. Over here on this side, on the slide, we have cabinets that go all the way through. These 2 are going to open. That one's going to open up. You're going to have that same roller shape on both windows here with a twist crank. The lazy boys have a rotating base, and they'll rock, and they also have a pull handle to extend the bottom. There is a strap for these, so when you're traveling, you're going to want to strap these down to keep them from sliding around in here. And then our fridge is going to be gas or electric. So with this fridge, I'm going to have push tabs inside here to open the doors. Up top here, we're going to have an on-off switch. So on this fridge, you have the option to run gas or electric. So on auto, that's going to look for electric first. If it can't find electric, it's going to look for gas. If it can't find either, it's going to flash a light at you and tell you, hey, I need help. All right. If you want to just go gas, push that button and this little dot goes over to LP. Otherwise, auto is going to be your main go-to here. The last setting here is temperature setting. So you got 1 through 5 for obviously for warmer or colder. All right. In the fridge, we've got a couple accessories I send with you. This is going to be to hook up your sewer hose. This will be your water filter. So when this comes to you, if it's dewinterized, this should be installed in your water filter. And then of course we've got tire pressure monitoring system. This is going to be your water filter wrench. We need to change that water filter. They typically last about a season. If you're using this thing a lot more than normal, if you're living in it or you're in it all the time, you may need to change that a little bit more frequently. And our shelves in here, of course, they're all adjustable. Same with the door. We do have a slot here for taller things like soda bottles. Very straightforward with the microwave. This just opens up. There is a glass dish in here for the tray that spins. Not very many options here. It's a real straightforward microwave. Below that, we've got a light and a fan in our range hood. All right, and on the stove, there's a couple cool features here. In the back, up against the backsplash here, this wooden piece is actually a knife block. You can put your big kitchen knives in there so you don't have a big knife block taking up counter space. The glass on the stove is for prep space when you're not cooking. When you're ready to cook, this is in tight. There's a couple rubber stoppers on the end to keep it from bouncing during travel. This flips up out of the way. This paperwork here. There's no gas in here, so it's not going to light, but to do it, you're going to want to turn your burner on. You're going to want to just click that lever. That's going to ignite your burner. You've got 3 burners here. All right. For the oven, there's a switch for the lights here. The oven is now a self-igniting oven. So we have a clicker here for the first time in a few years, many years, and there is a pilot underneath. So you're going to want to turn this to the little flame symbol here, hold it in, and hit this switch. If you hold this door open at about a 45-degree angle, you can actually see underneath and see the pilot light as it's trying to light. That way you don't have to hang upside down and try to light it with a lighter like the old days. Hold this in, click that until you see that pilot light, and hold the button in for a little bit longer, say 5-10 seconds, to get that thermocoupler warm, and then you can turn the oven on and it'll light up for you. Below this, there's a drawer for pots and pans or whatever you want to put down there. Moving over here, we've got some great cabinet space. There is a touch light underneath this counter, underneath these cabinets. All right. In the counter, there are outlets and USBs. They pull right up out of the countertop. Red tab. Push that back down. And of course, we've got storage here. Your cold air returns down on the bottom. More storage under the cabinets and the trash can. And your subwoofer. And then a soap dish and a couple drawers here. This drawer actually has your hose to connect your griddle outside. And it has a silverware tray and a stopper for the sink. Those are self-closing drawers, so if you get it most of the way in, it'll pull itself shut. Now the sink has covers. So these are made of the same chlorine material as your countertops. This has a 2-sink stainless undermount. Alright, so over on this side of the camper, we've got the TV here. This latch lifts up and your TV opens. There's storage back here behind. So behind the TV, we have bedroom satellite in. So if you have satellite coming in from the auxiliary satellite port here, you're going to run it up to here and that'll send it to the bedroom as well. TV coax is going to go here from the antenna. This one's already plumbed into the TV. This little green light over here, if you push this black button next to the TV coax, that's going to turn that on or off. That's your antenna booster. So that is going to turn off your signal or turn on your signal for your antenna. So if the button is in and the green light is on, that's your antenna coming into the TV. If you need to switch over, you just click that back out and the green light goes off. And of course below that we have a outlet here. So the TV's plugged into one, you've still got one. Before the radio, you have your power button here. It's going to turn it on. Alright, of course, our volume button here. Alright. On this we have 3 zones. So zone 1 is going to be here in the living area out of the subwoofer. Zone 2 is going to send it up front in the bedroom. And zone 3 is going to be outside. Okay. This is where your DVD or CD will go. This is a DVD player. It is not Blu-ray. Alright, our eject button. Zone 3. Now the way zone 3 sets up is it allows you to play something different outside than what's playing inside. So if you want to listen to the TV on the speakers inside here and say a radio broadcast baseball game outside, you can switch over to Z3 there and then adjust that one with these to what you want to use. Alright, that's your choice. On the mode, Bluetooth here. So this says Bluetooth no link. So when you go in here, you're going to find our IRV, and that's going to give you the option to connect to this radio. That'll allow you to play your Pandora, your Spotify, whatever you like to listen to through this radio. When you connect your phone to this, this will go from Bluetooth no link to Bluetooth link, and then you'll know you're connected. AV-in, we're going to have an audio-visual input here. Auxiliary in is going to be this guy here. Usually you have an older iPod that doesn't have Bluetooth connectivity. You need a male-to-male headphone jack to plug right in. That one I don't know. Rear HDMI. So on the back of the TV there's another HDMI input. The front HDMI is going to be this guy right here. HDMI arc typically is the TV and what the TV is connected to. There is a TV audio typically on here, but HDMI arc is usually how the TV is connected, and that'll play through your speakers. Alright, AM FM is pretty straightforward. You have 2 AM channels and we have 3 FM channels. So really great if you're going to different campsites. You can have a preset set for one site, preset set for a different site. You don't have to change them every time you go. We'll put that back here. Our clock. So our clock, we're going to hold this button until it flashes. We're going to use this dial to change our time. And when we're ready, we're going to push that dial in. And that's going to switch us over to minutes. And then we're done, we're just going to hit clock again. And if you're walking by and you don't have your phone in your hand, you can just hit this button and it'll tell you what time it is. Alright, and then of course the Bluetooth here, that'll bring you to Bluetooth. It'll also, if you hold it, it'll dim this radio. So if somebody's sleeping out here and it's too bright, you can dim this thing down and then bring it right back up to full brightness. Fast forward and rewind. When we're on AM FM, that will give you an individual frequency at a time. The chapter skip will scan, and then the pause and play will auto preset for you. So that'll go and find the strongest signals and auto preset for you. These of course are also your DVD controls and your CD controls. You do have a remote here as well, so that will help with this. Alright, your charge for 5 volt for USB, and of course again that HDMI up front. And that's it for the radio. Alright, now your Fireplace, there are 4 buttons in here. First one's going to be your power button to turn this thing on. You'll hear the motor running. It is blowing heat. It's about 42 degrees in here, so I turn it on just to take the chill off a little bit. You can change your flame, the second button. Alright, that'll move around for you. Next button is going to be your brightness. and the last button is going to be your temperature. So this will go all the way up to up to 99. Alright, so we can just adjust that up here. You can see it was at 42. And then I'm going to set it to where I want it. Alright, let's say 70. So now you can have this thing running with heat, without heat. You can have the fan on, the fan off. You can just have it on for ambiance if you want. So you don't have to have that flame going. You can just turn that right off if you'd like. But that's it for the fireplace. The table and chairs, I'm going to give you a low angle so you can see what we're doing here. These chairs are all freestanding. So they also have storage underneath. The seat picks up back to front. When you're traveling with this thing, if you ever do, you're going to want to roll these 4 chairs up into the corner here. We're going to put them right up in here. We're going to strap the inside leg. That's going to keep them from bouncing around when you're moving the trailer. You're also able to extend this table. So under here there's a strap with a snap. That's travel position. This can't go anywhere. If you unsnap that, this comes out, pops up. Got a little bit bigger table. Drop it down, slide it back in, and snap it in place with travel. With the kitchen island, we've got an outlet here, I've got heat here, and they give you 2 stools. These you'll want to find a safe place for travel as well. Some people will put them on the bed, some will tuck them down on the slide out of the way. Completely up to you. On this side of the island, nice big drawer here, and then we've got some nice storage underneath. If you didn't see that, this drawer again is a self-closer. You just give it a push till about 1 inch left and it'll pull itself back in. For the entry door, this is going to be the handle to pull it shut, this is going to be the handle to open it, and this is going to be your deadbolt. Alright, when we open this door, we can separate the screen by pushing this down, pulling this shut, and that'll keep your bugs out. Also on this door, there's a shade here in this window. That's a pretty new feature. That goes up and down to give you a little more privacy in here, keep the light down. Alright, our main control panel here. When you first come into the camper, once it's plugged in, you're going to want to hold this panel power button. That's going to be your on and off switch. I'm going to turn that back on. Hold it for a second, it'll come back on. And I'm going to turn on a couple of lights that just went out. So our step light, our aisle light is right down here. Our step light is outside the door. Our entry light is the one just above us here in the hallway. Alright, so porch lights are going to be outside. Awning light is also going to be the LED strip underneath the awning. Your electric water heater and gas water heater. So if you want to run plugged into shore power, you turn this on. If you want to run on propane, you're going to turn this one on. The water pump switch, you'll hear that running a little bit in the background. If you are running on campground water and you don't have water in your freshwater tank, please don't run this. That will burn out your pump. That's just if you're bringing your own water to the campsite and you need to run on the water you brought. That'll give you pressure to your sink and shower. Tank heater. So the tank heater, what that does, there's 12 volt pads on each tank underneath this camper. If you're in the colder months, if it's in the 30s and you're afraid you're going to freeze, we're going to turn that on. That's going to put heat to those tanks, and that's going to let them keep your tanks from freezing. I wouldn't use this in super cold weather, but in the 30s you should be okay. They are thermostatically regulated to come on under 40 degrees. Step light again is going to be the step outside, aisle light here in the hallway. So our slide room in, slide room out. So each one of these you have to hold the entire time the slide is going in or out. When the slide is all the way out, you'll hear a rattle, just like that. That means stop, it's out. It'll do the same when it comes in. So we're going to have 2 slides in the back. Third slide is going to be the bedroom. And of course our awning in and out, and awning 2 in and out. So those, again, you're going to hold it till it goes out. So the lights on the top here signify battery, and then your tanks, your fresh water, your black water, your gray water, your galley tanks. So as these fill up, these lights are going to go up. We're plugged into shore power right now, so our battery's going to show full. You'll have a brand new battery, and you'll probably be plugged into shore power, so again, that'll show full for you. If for some reason you're not on shore power, that's going to drop down as your battery decreases. So here we have our RV comfort. This is going to control your air conditioners and your heat. So I went to mode and I went to zone. So I'm going to zone 1. I'm going to hit system to cycle through. Right now we're off. I'm going to hit system again. That's going to turn on our air conditioner to low. Alright, and that's going to, we can set that with these buttons to where we want it. Alright, if I go to system again, sometimes these are a little finicky and they take a second to set through. My air conditioner is not going to come on here because of it being about 50 degrees in here. So I hit it again and it tells me it's going to heat. Heat in these things is always going to be propane. And I hit it again, that's going to shut everything off. Alright, so if I hit zone, that's going to bring me to zone 2. So we've got an air conditioner in the bedroom, we've got an air conditioner in the living room. We're going to go, zone 1 is going to be one, zone 2 is going to be the other. Alright, then of course our mode, once we get in, and once you got it on, you can hit your mode for fan speeds and things like that. You can hear that kicking on. So that fan just kicked on, and that's just going to be the fan in the air conditioner. It's not going to be the cooling element. It's just going to run the fan until you turn it off. Alright, so we're going to hit zone 2. We're going to turn everything off. Zone 1, everything's already off. Just below the control panel are switches. Light switches for the rear of the unit. Of course, middle of the unit. And then we have the Wi-Fi Ranger. So on the roof of this camper is a white box with a clear top, and it's going to have 2 black antennas. That's your Wi-Fi Ranger. First and foremost, it is a Wi-Fi booster. So if we turn this on, we have our inputs here for your network and then your password. You want to put those in. What this is going to do for you is it's going to pull a weak signal, make it a little bit stronger for you. So if you're at a campground, you're a little bit far away from the signal, this will help boost that signal up for you. You are able to get a SIM card and a subscription from your provider and make this a hotspot as well if you don't want to just use it Wi-Fi, or if your campground doesn't offer Wi-Fi. Down bottom here we have your converter box. This is a 50 amp system because of the 2 air conditioners, so we got the big 50 breaker here. Each one of the breakers are labeled. Your refrigerator, your GFIs, your microwave, your air conditioner, these are your mains. The water heaters here, air conditioner, your converter box, which is this guy here, your fireplace, and your kitchen receptacles. Alright, those just, down is off, up is on. On the other side are fuses. These are all automotive style fuses. They're also marked what they are. You can get them anywhere you get your fuses from. Next to these, there's a red light on the board. So if one of these fuses goes out, that red light will go out. You'll be able to see it, know exactly which fuse it is. And then when you close this door, you can see that light through the window as well. Down bottom, we have 2 cooling fans to keep this board from overheating. For your shower, we have a travel latch here. This is to hold the doors shut. They are glass and they will break. There's also a magnet here on the doors. That magnet can pop off of the glass from time to time. Just pop it back on there. It's just stuck on the glass. Inside here we have a skylight up top. That just lets light in. We have a couple shelves in here, and then we have hot and cold, and we have the shower miser. Now the way the shower miser works is you're going to flip this switch up, and it's going to send the water back through your freshwater tank. What that does is you set your temperature to what you want it to be. It's going to run the water back to that freshwater tank until it gets to that temperature. And then this blue line here is going to change color to a light whitish blue and say, hey, I'm ready. And then you just flip this down, and the water comes out the shower head. Over here we have a medicine cabinet. We've got some hardware in here for your toilet paper roll and your towel roll. Got a towel ring here. We got a shelf here for toothbrush holder and cup holder. A little bit of storage space here. Nice metal sink here. And then down below, we actually have a GFI outlet. Adjust it down here a little bit, so you can see. Alright, so right here, we have a GFI outlet, and that is going to be a source of problems. So if you come into this camper and you're plugged into power, you should have outlets, and you don't have outlets, check this guy first. It's a reset just like at home. Just hit the reset, and that's a lot of times going to be your solution to your problem. And of course, we have storage down below here. Alright, so in the bedroom, we're going to have the same type of shade here, but it's going to be a pleated shade instead of the roller shades in the living room. It's going to be a day and night shade. One lighter, one darker. These windows have thumb tabs. Pick them up with. This is pretty new. This is exciting. You got some shelves on each side of the bed. Over here we have a switch for the LED light in the headboard. These are push button lights up top here. And of course we have cabinets that go all the way through. There is an outlet here. There's an outlet on that side of the bed as well. Behind me there's a pocket door. So for travel, there's a little tab here that holds this door. When you want to use it, you just want to pull it here. When you're going to travel with this thing, you do want to pin it back and make sure it doesn't bounce around. Alright, of course we've got a light switch here for the main. Everything else is on its own button. There is one more light here in the middle as well. Alright, the bed picks up. Underneath the bed, we've got a lot of storage in the back. We have huge drawers here. This goes down a little hard. This might scare you a little bit if you drop it. So up top, this is going to apply to both air conditioners. This has what we call ducts. So these will slide open. The ceiling is foam block insulation, so you're going to see some air conditioning blow out the foam inside there for a while. It's pretty normal. You'll see that in all these campers. You'll see it come out for a bit. These are more to focus the main air into one place. Sometimes you'll do that with the back air conditioner. This one's a little different. With two air conditioners, you really don't need to do the dump. These are going to push through the vents here. These vents are all directional. Alright, there is an arrow on one side or the other of these. If you push on this and it doesn't go, don't keep pushing, you will break it. Push on this side, it's nice and easy, closes, and then you can point these wherever you want. You can close them if you want, but these air conditioners will push front to back of this trailer through those ducts. You do have speakers on the roof up here. These are going to be on zone 2 on your radio. And then we've got a nice big wardrobe over here, and I'm going to move the camera and show you that a little bit better. Now for the wardrobe, this door slides and clips into this piece here. This is going to pull over. It's going to snap into place. You just pull this out with your thumb. That goes back. Up top you have hooks. So that's got a whole row going across, so you can hang all your hanging stuff up in there. And then down bottom we have drawers. And again, these are residential self-closers, so they will pull themselves shut. So over here we've got a nice big cabinet here. Again, you've got a hanging space inside there. Up above you've got those cabinets that all open. These are touch lights. And again, we have a front window. This front window does not open, it just lets in light. Got a couple nice throw pillows here, a nice big bench. This is probably my favorite feature of this whole camper. And then on this side I've got a drawer. I've got 2 USBs and an outlet over here. Really great place for a reading nook if you're into that kind of thing, or in this case your dog to hang out. Over on the wall here there's a little sticker that says TV backer. So there is a plate built into the wall that you can screw a TV mount to. And just above that is going to be where that bedroom satellite would come in, or the cable antenna, whatever you got coming, would come in and an outlet. So you can put your TV right up there, put it on an arm so you can move it around and see. Alright, so lastly is the bedroom door. There's a stopper behind here. You'll hear that magnet that holds the door in place so you don't have to have it keep swinging on you. Down bottom is going to be another outlet. And then on this side, we have a window. This window is also an emergency exit window. So with this one, this is tabbed under. You just want to pull this little tab out. This is two-fold. That has a notch on it to hold that window open a little farther than the traditional windows in this camper. But it's more importantly for an emergency. So if you ever get into an emergency situation, you can't get to the door to get outside, this is your way out. So you're going to grab this triangle, rip that screen off, you're going to push this out and push the window out and get out of here that way. And pull that back in, snap it into place, and you're done. And that's it for the bedroom. For the awning arm, you can take this and make a rain dump. So we're just going to pull down on this and angle one end down and let the rain run off of it. And then put it back up when we're done. Now for the stairs, you're going to want to make sure you open the door all the way up. Otherwise the stairs will catch on the screen. I'm just going to pick them up. They do have a spring on them, so it makes them a little bit easier to pick up. They're not as heavy. They go right inside the door. The door closes, and that'll go right over. When you bring them down, you have adjustments here. I have two pins that will pull these legs out longer or shorter. We have a switch here for our power jacks. Extend them. Now it's important that you don't put too much weight on these things. You want to snug them a little bit, but you don't want to pick the camper up with them. Up front, we have a solar in. This is going to be for a small panel. It's just going to trickle charge your battery. It's not going to run the camper. Above that we have a compartment. Right. In this compartment you have storage all the way through. On the other side you have a couple tools. On this side there are two tools. This tool is going to be a slide override. I'll show you the place in the skirt where you put that on the side of the camper to bring the slide back in. This is going to be for your jacks. So if your power jacks ever get stuck, you can crank them back up. The cap on the power jack will come off, and there's a nut under there to manually crank. Now these doors are what we call slam latch doors. So if you grab the door from its magnetic hold and you let it go, it will slam shut. On your second slide you also have an awning, and we have storage here behind the TV. This just gives you a little cubby to put stuff in. Below that and a little to the left there's a hole here. That's where that crank is going to bring in your slide. So these work for the opposite side of the camper. If you're going to bring in the slide with the refrigerator, you're going to crank from here, and it's going to be the opposite side is going to crank this slide in. On the living room slide we're going to have your porch light and your two exterior speakers. Of course that LED light underneath the awning. On the rear corner of the trailer on the campground side you're going to have the other jack retract and extend button. On the back of the camper up there at the top by the marker lights there is prepped for a backup camera. At the back corner on the off campground side is your 50 amp plug and your fresh water fill for your fresh tank. Down below is your freshwater drain, this little spigot here. On the off door side, again down bottom here, we're going to have a hole to bring in the other slide if you ever get into an emergency. These two black vents are for your fridge. This is going to be your range hood vent. With this, you're going to push these up and out, up and out. That vents for your range hood, and they're going to tap in and up for travel. Between the slides on the off door side, we're going to have our furnace vent. We're also going to have our low point drains and our galley tank. So low point drains here, our galley tank here. As we move up, we're going to have our gray dump and our black tank. On the bed slide, you're going to have another door. Again, a slam latch door, magnetic hold. And then inside here, you're going to have your power cord. You're going to have the table that goes outside with the griddle and just some storage space. Out front, we're going to have a smart jack, a battery, and two 30-pound propane tanks. These will unscrew, and you can reach in and turn the tanks on or off. Now on your propane tanks, you're going to have this regulator here. That's how you're going to know how full or empty your tanks are. There are also a couple ways you can use this. So this arrow pointing this way means we're using this tank here. If we spin that around, the arrow is going to come over this side, and we're going to be using this tank here. Some people will run it straight down. That drains from both tanks. The only downside to that is when you're out, you're completely out. If you've got it on one tank or the other, when you're out of that tank, you still got a backup tank here. Of course, these screw on. And then this, if you need to replace these, this regulator comes off with the wing nut, regulator, bar, smart jack. Again, we turn it on and we go up or down here with these buttons. There is a cover here that comes off. If you ever get stuck, you can use one of your cranks inside and crank this jack up or down manually. Underneath the camper here, again, take one of the cranks, twist this, and that'll lower your spare tire down if you ever need to use it.